Hey there, welcome to the Millennial Book Junkie. My name is Monique, and today I want to talk about all the books that I'm going to read in April of 2025. So in March, I only read about 3 books. I was really close to finishing a 4th for March, but I didn't make it. So the first book that I read in April is going to be a book that I'm just about to finish because I started in March, but I will be finishing it in April, so it will belong on this April TBR. And the second book that I'm going to read in April is actually one that I had planned to read in March, but of course never got around to. So as you know, I am kind of like not reading as much because I'm writing a book on the side. So hopefully I can read about 4 books this month. So the first 2 will be one from March, one that I already talked about, which I'll talk about. And then the next 2, I'm actually going to do something different, which is I'm going to pick those 2 books that I read live here from my TBR basket. A lot of people have really cute places to store the books that they would like to read that they have not read. For me, I very notoriously have had a very messy shelf. I promise you, like, it has only been very recently that I have decided I need a place for just the books that I have not read. I really don't have a lot of space for like a TBR cart, which I also think is really cute. So I actually just found an old basket that we had here, and I now have a TBR basket. So I will show you this basket momentarily, but this video, I'm going to share with you the 2 books that I plan to read. And then the other 2, I'm going to like close my eyes and just pick 2 books at random from my TBR basket. I feel like it's so helpful to have all of your books that you have not read in one space, because that way you really get an idea of like how much help you need because you keep buying books. So now I can actually see all the books that I've recently bought and the problem that I have with buying books, hoarding them, and then not reading them. So now this problem is out in the spotlight because I can always see this TBR basket filled with books that have not been read. And there's also a little TBR corner of my shelf of books that I have not read. One of these days I'll do a cool bookshelf tour, but just know this upper quadrant is also books that I have not read, but not all of them would fit in this basket. So that just goes to show you that I have a real book buying problem. I am working on it. I actually have gotten to the point where I feel like I don't feel like buying any new books. I know. But like now that every day I see all these books that I have not read, like visually, it really highlights all the reading that I need to get done before I go out and buy new books. So that was a very long intro. Why don't we get started with the books that I plan to read this April? The first book that I plan to read, or plan to finish in April, is Codename Helene, which I believe in French is Hélène. I started this book in March. I am like 50 pages from the end, but I'm not finished with it. This book was a book club pick. I am in a book club with my family, and this is one of the ones that I suggested because I saw it in another book club, and I know that the members of our book club is really into historical fiction, so I thought this one would be good. So this book is actually a historical fiction novel about a woman named Nancy Wake from World War II. She is a real life person, so this is a historical fiction novel about a real life person, but basically what she did was she helped the resistance effort in France against the Germans in World War II. And she really did this in real life. I haven't looked her up yet because I'm not finished with the book. I want to finish the book and do that. But she really did. In the book, she was like born in Australia, and then she relocates to France, and then she's building her life there when the Germans basically start taking over everything. And she decides she wants to be part of the resistance effort. And so we see kind of like what she does once she becomes part of the resistance effort, and then we kind of see in the future when she's already part of the resistance effort and all the things she has to do. And I'm excited to share with you more about this book once I finish it, but that's kind of what it's about in a nutshell. And it's really cool because she's kind of acting like as a spy. She's helping smuggle Jews out of the country, and she's also helping to smuggle weapons to French resistant groups. So it's really, really great so far. I'm loving it. I can't wait to tell you guys more about it, but this is technically going to be my first book that I'm going to be finishing in April. I am really, really excited about it. Like I said, I'm almost done with it. Didn't quite make the March wrap up. This will be my first book that I finish in April. So I'm really excited to share with you guys more about this one at that point. The second book that I'm going to read in April was actually one that I planned to read in March, but never got around to. It was the fourth book that I planned to read in March, but it just didn't happen. It is The Only One Left by Riley Sager. So this one is supposed to be a gothic house of horrors. So this is what it's about. At 17, Lenora Hope hung her sister with a rope. Okay, yes. I remember this one. Yeah, this sounds pretty good. Now reduced to a schoolyard chant, the Hope family murders shocked the Maine coast one bloody night in 1929. While most people assume 17-year-old Lenora was responsible, the police were never able to prove it. Other than her denial after the killings, she has never spoken publicly about that night, nor has she set foot outside of Hope's End, which is the cliffside mansion where the massacre occurred. So then in 1883, fast forward, a home health aide, Kit McDeer, arrives at a decaying Hope's End to care for Lenora after her previous nurse fled in the middle of the night. In her 70s, Lenora, from earlier, is now in her 70s and she's confined to a wheelchair. She was rendered mute by a series of strokes and she can only communicate with Kit, who is her home health aide, by tapping out sentences on an old typewriter. One night, Lenora uses it to make a tantalizing offer. She says, "I want to tell you everything." As Kit helps Lenora write about the events leading to the Hope family massacre, it becomes clear that there's more to the tale than people know. But when new details about her predecessor's departure come to light, Kit starts to suspect Lenora might not be telling the complete truth and that the seemingly harmless woman in her care could be far more dangerous than she first thought. So I have never read a Riley Sager novel. This would be my first. I was really looking forward to reading this in March, and now I'm looking forward to reading it in April. This will be the first book that I read after I finish Codename Helene, and I'm really, really excited about it. Let me know what your favorite Riley Sager book is, because I'm pretty sure everyone watching this has read a Riley Sager book. So if you have read one, tell me which one is your favorite. And also, if you haven't read one, let me know, because I don't want to feel alone in the fact that I haven't read any Riley Sager. Okay, it's time to do something that I've never done on this channel, which is to live pick 2 books to read this month. And this is going to be interesting. This is the basket. I actually got Christmas gifts in this basket. I hope you can see it. I got Christmas gifts in this basket, and my dog was thoroughly shocked by that book falling, by the way. I got Christmas gifts, as I was saying, in this basket, and it's perfect for books. The only thing is it's treacherous for books as well, because there's like little sharp edges where it's like splintering. So when you put the books in there, if you're not careful, it's gonna like totally mess up the covers. I don't want to think about it. I was very gentle. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to randomly close my eyes and just pick 2 books out of this pile. I really want to read this one first, but no, I'm going to just be surprised, okay? So here we go. For my 3rd book in April, I'm just gonna randomly feel around here. I don't remember what books are in here, by the way. So I am just going to pick this one. What do we have? Oh, The Hacienda. No, it's not The Hacienda. It's Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister. It looks like another book that I have called The Hacienda from the back. Ooh, I am so excited because I have Gillian McAllister's other book and I'm excited to read this one. Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister. Okay, let's see what it's about. Can you stop a murder after it's already happened? Late October, after midnight, you're waiting up for your 18-year-old son. He is past curfew. As you watch from the window, he emerges and you realize he is not alone. He's walking toward a man and he's armed. Okay, that sounds good. You can't believe it when you see him do it. Your funny, happy teenage son, he kills a stranger right there on the street outside your house. You don't know who, you don't know why. You only know your son is now in custody, his future shattered. That night, you fall asleep in despair. All is lost. Until you wake, and it is yesterday. And then you wake again, and it is the day before yesterday. Every morning you wake up a day earlier, another day before the murder, with another chance to stop it. Somewhere in the past lies an answer, the trigger for this crime, and you don't have a choice but to find it. This was the book that I bought a couple weeks ago at Zibby's bookshop, and I'm really excited to read it because I love that book summary. I love the back cover. When the back cover really pulls you in, you know you're in for a treat. So this will be my third book in April. And I'm really excited because I didn't have a say. The universe did. I love that because sometimes it's really hard for me to pick out what book I want to read next. Okay, I'm ready to go again. Let's do our fourth book for April. I'm very excited. I hope it's good. All right, let's see. Like I said, I don't remember any of these books. I'm gonna go, let's see, they're all kind of hidden here. I'm going to randomly pluck this one. Ooh, Promise Not to Tell by Jennifer McMahon. I only read one book by her, and it is, I think it was The Winter People. That may or may not be the name, but I think it was The Winter People, and I really, really liked it. So let's see what this one is about. 41-year-old school nurse Kate Cipher has returned home to rural Vermont to care for her mother, who's afflicted with Alzheimer's. On the night she arrives, a young girl is murdered, a horrific crime that eerily mirrors another from Kate's childhood. 3 decades earlier, her dirt poor friend Dell, shunned and derided by classmates as Potato Girl, rude, was brutally slain. Dell's killer was never found, while the victim has since achieved immortality in local legends and ghost stories. Now, as this new murder investigation draws Kate irresistibly in, her past and present collide in terrifying and unexpected ways, because nothing is quite what it seems, and the grim specters of her youth are far from forgotten. More than just a murder mystery, Jennifer McMahon's extraordinary debut novel, Promise Not to Tell, is a story of friendship and family, devotion and betrayal, tautly written, deeply insightful, we're always going for that, beautifully evocative, and utterly unforgettable. This book I bought used actually at a bookstore in Riverside, and I'm really happy that I get to read it because I really wanted to read it when I bought it, and now I have my chance. And it's not that long, so we'll see if I can get through it. Okay, so that's it. These are the 4 books that I'm gonna read in April. I really hope I will be able to. I think I should, because like I said, this one's almost done. And then really it's just 3 books. And like I said, I really only have room for 3 books a month right now in my life. So I'm really excited. Have you read any of these books? I know Promise Not to Tell is kind of an older one. So let me know if you guys have heard of that or if you're interested in that. And then I know Julian McAllister has come out with a more recent book on my bookshelf behind me, Famous Last Words. I actually saw a thriller blog about that recently and someone didn't really like it, but I'm excited anyway. I'm excited for this one. It was part of Reese's book club, which is sometimes a good sign. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for my April TBR. Let me know what you're reading in April, and if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.